It's also being broadcasted in the USA. Interestingly enough, no UK or Europe regions. I'll leave Kezza Henshin to talk about that.
You don't know you're the intro yet, buddy, but now you do. But yes, I will be talking about Kamen Rider ZEZTZ. And what a announcement intro. I don't know what to call it, really. And I'm gonna be honest, I have a lot of thoughts, but that's what you come to me for. As per freaking usual, I always have a lot to say about something like this. It's weird to think that it's already been a year since the last, introduction to Kamen Rider gavv. Do you remember how much we worried about that show? I don't know if you do, but with every show, and I can already see it now, even with Sentai, we were always a little bit worried about the design, the look. And that is kind of what this is about. We have been given the first poster, but also a little preview to the actual, to the trailer, I guess you could say. But they've done it in such a wild way. They did a tweet from Kamen Rider Global with this post. A new rider awakens. Kamen Rider ZEZTZ premiering September 2025 in Japan. However, broadcasting and streaming are scheduled to air in USA, Canada, Hong Kong, South Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, and the MENA region. Who's ready? I don't know who's ready. But yes, that's cool and all, but as Marco said at the beginning of this video, where is the UK? Okay, in fairness, as Marcos also said in his other video, the US were not seen as a country that had a lot of Kamen Rider fans in. However, that's definitely changed throughout the years, and the UK is definitely smaller. There is fan events happening all over the country. So hopefully with more of that presence growing, that it will start to come to the UK, but not yet. I hope it comes soon, because I'm just so annoyed. I would have loved to have seen this live, or broadcasted to the UK. However, not yet, but I see it in the future. I do see it in the future. Just keep loving the shows, guys, and that's how we're going to get it in the UK, trust me. But yes, we got our first look, and let's have a look at it properly. This looks beautiful. Well, maybe it's just the render. I don't know. But just have a look. Okay, let's have a look at the logo first. Very simple logo. I'm underwhelmed, actually. That's my main point, I think. We've had so many shows recently that have been so bombastic, so beautiful, so colorful, so bombastic in the size, the shape, the look, with Revice, with gavv, with all these different shows, with ZEZTZ as well. They're all very angular and specific, and you can see them in a shadow and you know exactly who they are. However, the body shape of this one just feels very normal, very simple, and it's not a bad thing, but there might be a reason for that. But back onto the suit, and we'll talk about that later. We got these big bug eyes, big horns. Can you see? I joined in with the horns, but we got horns element, this design on the material. It's very scaly or very insecty, and that makes sense because it definitely looks like we've gone back to the Kamen Rider Ichigo, the first Kamen Rider design, to really go back to the original with the greens, the blue, not the blues, with the greens, the reds, the blacks, with the antennas as well. Almost like a bit of a scarf design going around the front in a way. That's where I'm seeing it. However, there might be a reason for that. As I said before, Kamen Rider ZEZTZ will be premiering in the USA. In all these other countries for the first time in a very long time. They tried before with the other shows. However, it didn't really work out very well, and they stopped that completely. However, they're obviously trying again, and it kind of makes sense because the fandom is growing in the US, but also in all these different countries as well. But the reason why they might be going back to this very simple Kamen Rider design from Kamen Rider Ichigo, the greens, the reds, the blacks, it might actually be because they're trying to rebuild their fan base from the ground up in the US. They don't want to go in with a show that is fully bombastic and different and wild, which is what we love Kamen Rider for, but they are going safer with this route. they're almost possibly rebooting the series slightly for themselves just to help with the whole process of that transition from Japan to all these different countries, which is safe. And it's fine. It's fine. But that might explain this very standard design of the slight bulkiness, but nothing too wild or extreme. But one thing I would love to point out about this overall design is I thought of something, and I don't know if it's going to lead to anything, but I thought devil horns. I know everyone's saying it's antennas like in the original Kamen Rider Ichigo, but the way that you see the little horns here and the way it looks in this reflection, it's definitely shot outside because you can see like some like things on the outside, but specifically his reflection here, let me go a bit closer, it genuinely looks like a devil, like with the horns and stuff, which I kind of love. I don't know if that will go anywhere, but that's my first prediction, that there will be some sort of devilish iconography or something within it. But I kind of like that though. The next thing I really want to point out in this poster specifically is these ball-shaped things. And I rushed to my friend, to my chat with Marcus and Thomas, and I was just like, guys, what could this be? Blah blah blah. And they said that's already been predicted. That's already in the toy listings. So I just want to say that I predicted this without even knowing this. But from what I could see, they look like gashapons. And if you know what a gashapon is, you have probably seen them suddenly take over the whole of everywhere. Kind of like those Labubus, but that's the next thing. So the next show is going to be Labubu themed. Theory for next time. But hear me out. One thing I've realized when a new Kamen Rider show comes out is that there is an odd correlation with that things that are popular in the years coming up to this Kamen Rider show, or that specific one, will actually influence a lot of the design. And you're probably like, well, yeah, Kezza, that makes sense. But I never really thought about it until Kamen Rider gavv. Kamen Rider gavv has these things called gochizos. They're very Pikmin related. If you don't know Pikmin, well, if you don't know Pikmin, where have you been? They've become really, really popular over the last couple of years. The Pikmin community is still thriving. It's so large. And also, they recently, in the last couple of years, released Pikmin 4. Now, Pikmin 4 has become one of the most successful games for them, I think, as Pikmin in the Pikmin franchise. And obviously, Gochizo, they're pretty much Pikmin. I have a whole theory that they are literally Pikmin. Very similar, like, look, very similar size, very similar jobs that they do. But I think that Pikmin 4 very hugely inspired Kamen Rider gavv, with the whole process of eating the food, taking in the food and releasing something back. But also making these like little Pikmin things that follow you around. The same again, I think, is this. When I first saw this, I was like, those are gashapon balls. Those are gashapon. Gashapon balls are the balls that you get in the mystery box machines, I guess you could say. You put a coin in, do the and it pops out with a prize at the bottom. And then there is your little gashapon prize. And they're randomized, so the whole point of you is to go back again and again and again to get random things and see if you could get the one you want. I have a prediction about the powers of this suit, and I think it's something to do with randomized gashapon stuff. Like, they get these random balls, put it in, and it's like a randomized power-up. That's my main theory. I had no idea about the gashapon thing. I just felt really, really smart thinking about Kamen Rider gavv, but also, if you think about it, there's other examples of shows being inspired by the time and the day. For example, Kamen Rider gavv with Pikmin, but also another example which I think is very, very clear, which is in Super Sentai with Gokaiger and One Piece. And when you look at both shows and kind of like really look into it, you can see the similarities everywhere. So here, it makes a lot of sense that it is gashapon, as it's been everywhere, like literally. There is even one in Brighton that I go to all the time, so let's just say that. But this is interesting for the power and what it means, because there is an element of randomized power-ups then, which could be cool. But I haven't even talked about this main element of the suit. This thing that goes around the chest. It doesn't go around the waist anymore. Nah, we're gonna get rid of that. We're going with the Western fashion, and we're gonna have bags that go over your chest. I don't like that. They're Kamen Rider belts. If you have a Kamen Rider belt, have it around the waist. It's going around. Oh, I don't like those bags. You get like the guys and the gals who are like at festivals and they have it around the chest. I'm like, yeah, fair. It's fashionable. I just don't have them. I don't really. Maybe I will buy one after this and see if I enjoy it. But that's the only thing I can say about this. It is like the sash. Kamen Rider sash. I don't know. But we're not gonna have a belt this time, which is a bit of a shame. But with this sort of sash going around the chest, the bag, it's like a fanny pack, but it's not a fanny pack. I don't know if I can even say that word on here. But it probably is some sort of movement to like, it's almost like you roll it and it randomizes or something. Because the fact that it's like all grayed out, so maybe they start gray or they start like muted, put them in, it lights up, and then it does the thing. Cool. Still don't like it. Overall, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, but I guess overall the whole point of me saying this is that they're thinking about the Western... they're trying to transition the Kamen Rider theme into a Western kind of design. So that's the change in outfits, the change in the suit, going back to the original standard design that is secured victory, I guess you could say. And do I like it? I can respect them for it, but I don't like it. But hey, more Kamen Rider fans means more stuff in the US and possibly in the UK, so I can't really complain about it. Honestly, I think this is smart of Toei to do for Kamen Rider. It's smart, but I don't know. We'll see. Another thing we actually got to see was a Kamen Rider preview of the design, I guess you could say. And I've had a look at it, but we'll quickly go through it now and see what we all think as well. I will be pausing a lot. If you want to see it fully in its motion, please go watch it. Or go watch other YouTube channels that do watch the whole thing. But I'm literally just going to go into the details right now because I'm too intrigued. So... I forgot about this. Why? Why is it in English? I get it. They're trying to bring it to the US and bring it to a Western audience. So they are going to go with a British, not British. They're going to go with an English voice for the language. It's just weird. I think someone said in Thomas's server about how it seems like a shoe commercial. And just hear it. Buy our shoes now! I shouldn't laugh, but it's just so Western commercial for car or for shoes. And I'm just like, oh no. I hope it does. It's supposed to be Kamen Rider. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a Japanese thing. And I always... It's strange to say, but maybe this won't be a great show because they're going to try and westernize it a lot more. And I hope they keep its core Japanese elements, but also the way they film it. If they change too much of it to be more Western, then I feel like it's going to go back into Dragon Knight territory and it's not going to stick to the Kamen Rider elements, which is my main worry. But 2 seconds in and I already have a monologue. Let's just go. Tradition. Yeah. It does. I did say keep the Japaneseness in it, and there's a lot of tradition in these shows, so maybe. That's history. I love the, sorry, going back a little bit. I love this kind of design that they have with the patchiness, but maybe, I don't know if it's something that really needs. Why is the name so long? But also, love the glowingness. I love the glowing eyes. It gives me... Revice with the eyes, huge eyes, little thing in the middle, which I love the glow, but there's something about it that it is uncanny. I know people have been saying it almost looks like a AI design, and come on, guys, it's I'm not gonna say AI because that's rude, but like for example, this is like, even though this show wasn't great, but look at the design and the body armor and the beauty of it. Even though people didn't like the show, but like, look at it. This is what Kamen Rider is. It's quirky. It's fun. This doesn't look quirky and fun. It looks menacing, if anything. And like, I'm just trying to see if I have anything else. Like, again, Kamen Rider Double. Okay, this is probably closer to Kamen Rider Double, actually, now that I think about it. But just like, looks ominous. And I don't like it. I don't know, we'll see. It looks too scaly. I think it's the neck. It looks too, like a insect. I guess that's the whole point though, isn't it? I don't know. Also, the glow looked a little bit cheap on the belt. Like, it's like, you go to a party and it's like glowing stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean. But this is interesting. This reminds me of like Shin Kamen Rider. This reminds me of like the Shin movies where the suit isn't Kamen Rider suit, but it's slightly different to make it look more movie-esque. Or more... yeah, movie-esque, I guess. But maybe it's because they're trying to make it look more Western superhero. Like Spider-Man, Marvel, all of that kind of stuff. Because that's where it's going with the body armor gone and the padding gone. There is slight padding on his shoulders, but... we'll see. Pride. The bike looks fine though. Looks cool. Wait, let me see the bike. The bike is Kamen Rider Ichigo's bike. It's the white and the red. It's so... am I thinking that right? I feel like this is very much like a standard bike that they have in Kamen Rider, like Kamen Rider Ichigo, Shin Kamen Rider. I don't know. Something about going from a bright pink bike to this. I'm just like, come on. It almost like it's smiling, like a shark. I don't know. But yeah. Pride. Does it have like stuff on his back as well? I'm trying to see that. Almost looks like wings again. Are we going back to the... I don't know. We'll go back Bug. Bug is fine, but mentally I'm just like, we've done so much more than just Bugs lately. We have gone back to Bugs for 01, which is fair. But I'm like, then we did Sweets and like Devils and like Trains, and we've done all these cool things. So we've gone back to Bugs again. It's a standard design to bring Kamen Rider as a concept to the US, see if they can bring it out more in the US. So they've gone for the most not basic, but they've gone for the original design to help with that process. Makes sense. But I can still have an opinion. Pride. Ooh. The lines glow. That's cool. Struggle. But love these. So like a lot of insect themes do like go straight up and there's no like connections really. They just literally go up. But this actually has a thin-esque quality where it comes down back onto the helmet, which that's what I'm saying. It feels more like horns than like antennas. Hence the horns. Hence the Oni sister look today. But like you get what I mean. Reflection. Yeah, look, these look cool. The fact that they're showing these specifically makes me think it's a bit more devil-y than... Maybe it's not devil, because why would they bring that to the US? Considering how politically fucked it is over in the US right now, maybe not bringing devils into this is a good idea. I don't know. I think it's still fine. Courage. Yeah, these shots are so like... I don't know. Is that... Okay, I was like, is that US? Like, oh my god, what? I know what I'm thinking. I guess I'm thinking, is it like Times Square? Or is it, Tokyo? Is it Times Square? Or is it the one that's in Shinjuku? That could be Times Square. Oh, it might be the Times Square in Tokyo. No, that's the different one. That genuinely looks like Times Square. in the US. But I don't think it is. But this looks so much like it. Maybe it is. I don't know. Again, bringing it back to the Western thing. Is it going to travel more? I don't know. Oh, okay. I just saw something. The glow. Later on, we see possibly the main villain or him in a different design color. So it might be that everything changes with this power-up. The color changes, so it might be different colors. Okay. There's a theory there. But I'll come back to that in a second. Ooh. Ah. See, there's something about, like, Japanese... I love Japanese buildings, culture. Seeing something like this is so pretty, but it feels like he's not there. It feels like CG'd, which probably is the fact. Actually seeing it far away, though. The close-ups make it look weird, but the far away shots... I love the lining. Maybe I'm being turned. That I do not like it that close though. I have to see it from the side. He just looks like, but there's no mouth. There's no like. It just looks weird. Maybe I agree with Stickosaurus. You need to have lips in these shows. But look at the backgrounds. There's something mysterious happening here, and I kind of am tempted to find out what it is. This feels like Kamen Rider, Boom Boonjo, where they had just the random shots in the background. Love this shot, though. With all the mirrors everywhere. I think it's so pretty and colorful. It's like flowers, I think. That's a cool design. I like that design. I like that shot. But still a bit weird for the design. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, you guys can't see it because, oh no, you guys can't see it because of my camera. Let me get me out of the way. Is that him? Or is that, I'm gonna get off. Go. Is that him or is that not him? Or like a villain? Maybe the coloring changes a little bit, but I'm trying to see. I love the fact that like the candles go out as it goes past. So I assume this is a villain because it's like snuffing out light. I think that's the villain. I think that's the main villain. Because it's snuffing out the light as it goes past. Love the glow, though. Well, I mean, it's also very similar. Okay, that might be him. But I think that means that it changes color, possibly, with every gachapon that goes into his chest. I need to see a shot from his side again. I think it might be him, then. Because it is very similar lining on the arms and such. Okay.
There is innovation.
Innovation, it changes. Okay, fair. It might probably still be him. See, this looks like the first Japanese, like, shot. Like the Kamen Rider proper shot. And we've had it a while. But this. Whoa. Flash warning, please. There was no flash warning. But it looks better as you see it with the whole, every line that goes down his body. If it's just close up on the face, I hate it. Love this shot, though. This looks like... Oh my god. Is this a simulation? Is my simulation idea coming back? That's kind of crazy. No, but like, hear me out. This looks like the CGI stages that they have. It looks like the 3D stage that they film all these shows on now. Which is fair enough. Because it looks like you can see, yeah, it's like stage lights behind him. And these would be the ceilings and the floors and the walls. So why, are they just showing that it is filmed like this? Or is it actually showing that it's sort of like a simulation thing? Maybe I'm going mad with a simulation. One year there will be a simulation show, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And there we go. There we have it. Our Kamen Rider ZEZTZ. I remember there being so many theories about Kamen Rider ZEZTZ being like dream-based. And I was like so obsessed with that. I was like, ooh, dreams? Fighting in people's dreams? Kind of like Kamen Rider Xaid maybe? I don't know. But this, because it's the ZEZTZ as well, like sleeping. So that's why I was just like, oh, for sure, that's sleeping then. But this doesn't give me sleep vibes, which is a weird one. However, because again, this will be the Kamen Rider show that is released in the US after so many years, they will probably be going back to the standard, going back to what works, going back to things that they've probably already done in the past. A lot of Kamen Rider shows do influence each other. So, like, to say that it's going back to the original, it's just going to do what it knows works, especially with testing it out and going to the US, which is kind of crazy. That is still the fact that that's happening. But yeah, I'm really excited about that aspect specifically. And I'm really happy that I guessed the gachapon thing. I don't know, there's something about it. I'm just like, I guessed that. I'm smart. But one thing I've learned through my discussions of Kamen Rider shows and Super Sentai shows and tokusatsu shows in general is that they will always go for what will work. They will always go for things that are very influential at that time. They'll always go for toys first. That is the first thing they even think about is toy sales, and then looking at more specifically how to incorporate the show into the toy, which makes sense from a business perspective. And we've got some pretty good shows out of it, so I can't really complain. But will this one be a show I enjoy? I don't know. I was very unsure about Kamen Rider 01 because it just didn't grab my attention. I guess I really just need to see the guy who will be our Kamen Rider ZEZTZ to really make that decision. I don't know. It starts in September though, so make sure you guys are ready for Kamen Rider ZEZTZ in September. But for now, we're going to enjoy the last few episodes of Kamen Rider gavv. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please subscribe for more videos like this if you guys are interested. And thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! But one thing I will say about my opinions on the ZEZTZ trailer is that I hope it doesn't lose its Japanese element. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of a Kamen Rider show and a Super Sentai show is that it is, like, great. It's meant to be traditionally involved. It's meant to have these beautiful sets. It's meant to be toku. It has, like, even though, like, if you look at different shows, they definitely have this, like, toku element, which keeps it grounded in its inspirations, I guess you could say. However, the ZEZTZ trailer seems so much it's like so Western. It's so Western.
You know, out in daylight, in overcast light, in the standard Tokyo location, I'm sure everybody will be able to go. Like, yeah, everybody will be able to go. Okay, do I like this? Because I was going through Twitter just finding people's opinions on my video, and then there was this one guy that I bumped into that was just like, "Oh, they're using AI for the backgrounds," and I'm like, "That's not fun."
No. Also hate the side pouch thing that goes across the chest. Hate it.
The little satchel, yeah. Like, why is he got a Roadman bum bag as his Henshin device? I really hope, you know how there's always like a lever or a button they press. I really hope he's just got like a zip that he just
It zips
to go with
open.
the Z's.
Oh my god, maybe that's what the Z's is for.
The Z's, yeah. Fucking ridiculous. And if that doesn't happen in the show, that's in the next fan film.
Why did that tickle me so? The thing for me is it's not a belt. Where's the Kamen Rider belt?
Times are changing. It's time we change too.
No!
I'm not like an OG Kamen Rider guy by any means.
Yeah.
You do kind of have that feeling of like, it wasn't like this before. But this is just a random like, yeah, we're going to sell this to American as well. An MCU Power Ranger.
Especially when Sentai was being translated and changed to be Power Rangers. The thing that they have to really look at is how do they translate it to a Western audience? And I feel like they've kind of done that already with Kamen Rider. They're like, how do we transition it enough that it's still Kamen Rider, but it's being accepted more in the Western society? The essence of what ZEZTZ is. Which is really sad because I was expecting a dream-like Kamen Rider power with like purples or something.
It does seem like rather dark considering the info we had. Like, he's a spy going into people's dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.